or are they not evil? Maybe they're good people. Maybe they're neutral. Maybe they're mixed. Maybe some Republicans are good people. Some are evil. It doesn't really matter because that's not the point. The point was about this sort of messaging and the influence it can have in the game. Arky,
Now one added with messages aligned with the Grublican Party.
interesting. I like country music. I fear an almighty God. Whoa, what? Something's going on here. So, progressives are evil. I like country music. I fear an almighty God. So what's happening is, so you're starting to see those percentiles. People are dying, and you see those little red blotches, those little red marks. That's actually spilled blood. So what's happening is, folks are getting into what's called rumbling, because now the world within this little demo situation here, some of these folks are fairly progressive aligned, some are Republican aligned, and they kind of hate each other. If they get really intense, if their belief is very, very strong and they really buy into it, especially certain parts of the messaging, not all of it. If someone just feels very strong about science or the social safety net or how they feel about the flag, that's kind of one thing. But if they really get into certain parts of the messaging, like the Republicans are evil idea or the Libgressives are evil idea, that can sort of cause them to do some much more extreme behaviors. So that's when their beliefs cross over into behaviors, and some of those behaviors might be bad. They might end up causing someone to get hurt. They might contribute to social stability. They might, acts of hatred, which then can lead to more hatred and more violence. So kind of feud situations can happen. In the game, I call it rumbling, but that's just kind of it's kind of a term of convenience. But you can kind of see it where sometimes some of the progressive aligned people who've gotten really worked up will go after Republicans and either shoot them to death or try to engage in melee combat. And then the Republicans likewise can do it too. And again, not all of them, not all the progressives and not all the Republicans. It's just some of them sometimes with the right mix and a bad roll of the die or bad roll of the dice, and they're having a particularly bad day. And you'll also notice that if they have, not everyone here is armed. Not everyone is armed. Some of the folks are armed with laser pistols. And if they're armed with laser pistols and they've gotten this really intense sort of brainwashing and they really want to act on their hatred, then they can really go nuts with it and end up hurting a lot of people. And you'll see a lot of the dead bodies are purple aligned. The Slurm folks have been caught up in the violence and killed. People over in the Glurms aligned area have been killed, even though those folks had no real hatred for other people and they didn't have any really super strong political beliefs. They were just aligned with a particular product or a company. They were sort of more like hedonists in a way. But still, they are innocent bystanders who have been caught up in the violence. And so interesting. So that's one of the things that we're trying to do here in this situation. There's a lot more cool things I could get into here. And we'll be talking about it coming up. Anyway, thanks for checking this demo video out. I apologize if it hasn't been super smooth. I didn't really go over my narration dialogue planning super well. I had a late dinner tonight and I'm probably a little bit tired, and I apologize. I might redo this video in the future, but I wanted to kind of get it out there. Anyways, do you like... Come on, guys. I'm trying to... Let me reduce the video here of the people that are having their little rumble fights here. Okay, let me reduce the volume there. So if you like this game and do you want to see it develop to more, not just the fun parts, but also the serious parts and the educational parts, then vote with your money. Any amount helps, whether it's $1, $2, $5, $10. There's several ways you can do it. You can either send tips, like kind of one-off tips and donations to our Cash App address, which is on the screen here. My little Abro guy is right above it. You can also, via Patreon, you can join at the $1 a month support tier. I think most folks can afford $1. We are aiming to achieve a 1,000 true fans model. We want to get to a space where we've got 1,000 true fans. Those are folks that believe, that like our game enough, that believe in the vision, they want to see it continue. They want to see the real game get made and shipped so they can play it, and so much that they're willing to cough up $1 a month and do that consistently. If we can get to $1,000 or 1,000 people doing $1 a month, that's going to bring in enough money that would justify me to continue doing this. It takes a lot of work, a lot of passion, a lot of care, a lot of imagination. So you see the address for the Cash App account as well as Patreon. We do have a few $1 a month supporters now. We would absolutely love to get more. Here's the GitHub address. There's a lot more information about the project in there. Screenshots, links to videos. Talks about the various characters, guide to the characters, plots, what are the various features of the game, what other games and films and books and toys are an inspiration and influences on it. Here's the YouTube channel. We've got a Reddit account. Thank you to Fugue State Audio. Okay, I think the song has ended now. Yeah, and I don't have it on auto repeat. Thank you to Fugue State Audio. They gave me permission to use that amazing audio track, which I love so much, and is so great at setting mood and atmosphere. It had a great sci-fi feel to it, and almost an X-Files kind of feel. I love it. So thank you again very much to Fugue State Audio. Here are some of their links: fstateaudio.com, the main Mastodon account, URL under patchstorage.com. Again, Fugue State Audio. Thank you very much for that track. Thanks to some of our early fans. We've got a bunch starting to build up, but I really wanted to give a shout out, most especially to Buru, Jake, Napjack, and Alex. You all know who you are. Thank you very much. It is rare to find great writing anymore, especially about computer games. A lot of computer game reviews are just folks knocking out a little piece to, get their little citation on some site, and they just sort of regurgitate the same old stuff that everyone else regurgitates. This site is not like it, and it's run by Buru, and he's a great writer. He's just a really great writer, great thinker, great insights, great style. And his stuff is always a joy to read. I try to read one new piece by him at least once a week. Just really, really great stuff. I'm a fan of older computer game magazines, especially when they were at their peak. Whether it was Computer Gaming World or The Escapist or a few others that are up there, but he really is doing something really great with that site, and I think he has the potential to be in that league. If not, he's already at that league single-handedly. Just some really great writing. Really a pleasure. I do writing too, and I try to keep an eye out for it when I see good stuff. Anyways, great stuff. Thank you again to fans. Thank you to Fugue State Audio. Toss some cash at us, some bucks, one-time tips, $1, $2, $5, $10, $20, or just become a $1 a month supporter on Patreon. Would appreciate that very much. There's more of the URLs. There is a lot more to come. Thank you for listening to all of my digressions. And there is just a lot more to come with this. The education parts, the serious parts of the game, and a lot more slapstick comedy. There's so many more cool things that are going to be happening with cloning, more cool things with that gigantic Russian tank, more cool things with Arky the Mad Eye, with Dwarf Fortress, that massive zombie herd you saw in the other video, and Fern. Oh my god, there's so much stuff planned for Fern, Abro's girlfriend. So many interesting things going on there in the design that will be coming up. We'll be doing some demos focused on her and some of her plot lines and threads as well. And just a lot of really, really cool stuff in the plans. And again, thank you very much. This has been Slartboz. Thank you.